Well, it's quite a day out there. Middle of February, the sun is shining, still a little cold, lots of snow on the ground, as you can see. But days are getting longer and things are looking up. I thought what I'd do today is maybe cover a topic that is actually probably one of the most important things and easiest things that you can do with your electric vehicle. It's something that's going to keep you safer and save you money. And I'm all about saving money, as you know. So let's have a look at tire pressure and how you can use it to keep your vehicle safe and to keep some more money in your pocket. Tire pressure, unfortunately, is not something that a lot of people pay attention to. You know, if you have your daily driver, you're back and forth, you're caught in your routine, and that's understandable. But it's easy to let tire pressure slide. Changing tire pressure is something that can help keep you safer and can also save you money. So the way the tires work, obviously, is that they make friction on the ground, and that friction is what enables you to drive forward. But you don't want too much friction, and you don't want too little friction. And tire pressure is the thing that adjusts that range so that you've got the optimum friction on the ground, and you're able to operate the car safely while making sure that you're not wasting money and sort of literally burning away your cash with friction on the ground. Now, when you were buying your EV, or you have yet to buy an EV, one of the things that your friends tell you is that EVs have special tires, the tires are really expensive, you got to watch out for the tires. Well, it's kind of true. You do have to watch out for the tires, but EV tires are not more expensive. EV tires are good, solid tires. They're in many cases the exact same tires that you're going to put on an internal combustion car. For example, Michelin doesn't even sell a tire that's not EV rated. What you have to make sure of with your tires for your EV is that they have enough carrying capacity to carry the extra weight of an electric vehicle. Now, an electric vehicle is heavier than a standard ICE vehicle, an internal combustion vehicle, and that's due to the battery pack. But the car doesn't weigh 2 or 3 times more. The car probably weighs maybe 1,000, 1,500 pounds more than it would have without the battery. So you have a car that's probably 25% heavier, and you need to accommodate for that extra weight when you're purchasing tires. Now, the way tires are built and rated, you'll find that they have, if you look into the details, kind of go online and look at the details for your tires, they'll tell you what the carrying capacity of that wheel, of that tire is. So, for example, in my case, I bought a set of winter tires, and the carrying capacity of the winter tires is 2,080 pounds per tire. So I put 4 tires on my car, I get 8,000 plus pounds of carrying capacity. Now, my Equinox is 5,500 pounds. So what that means is I've got enough carrying capacity for the vehicle, plus an extra 2,500 pounds or so that will accommodate passengers and anything that you're carrying in the back of the vehicle. So definitely make sure that your tires are rated for the vehicle. But you don't need to go looking for fancy special EV tires. When people talk about EV specific tires, sometimes what they're really talking about is tires that have like a special foam compound in them. Teslas are often sold brand new from the factory with a special sound deadening foam that's inside the tire. The tire works perfectly fine without sound deadening foam. It is a nice feature to have. It keeps the vehicle quieter, but it really has nothing to do with the actual operation of the vehicle or the safety of the vehicle. So safety, that makes sense. But what about the money side of over or under inflating your tires? If you're inflating your EV tires to the same pressures that you would normally inflate an ICE-powered car, you're potentially losing up to 4% of your range just by underinflating your tires. It's about 2% at city driving speeds and about 4% at highway speeds. So if you look at the amount of effort that's put into battery technology and increasing range, to lose 4% of that range simply by underinflating your tires, that's a waste. So check the door jam, find out what you actually should be inflating your tires to, and you could be giving yourself an extra 4% range. So here is the infamous door jam sticker, and you'll see that it's giving you recommendations for the tire pressure. In this case, 42 pounds per square inch, which is considerably more that you might find in like an ICE-powered vehicle. So this is the number that you should go by. There's also a recommended tire pressure indicator on the tire itself. So you can see the maximum load for this tire is over 2,000 pounds, and the maximum recommended pressure is 44 psi. So our 5,000 pound vehicle fits within the 8,000 pounds that 4 tires of this type will carry, and the 42 psi fits within the recommended range of this tire as well. I'd like to be able to keep the channel going and keep you up to date with my journey, my learning journey with driving an electric vehicle. I'd like to be able to pass that on to other people that are considering the transition, considering moving over to an EV. Found so far it's a pretty cool experience. I'm getting the economy of an EV. Electricity is a whole lot less expensive than gas. And I like learning about the technology, and I like learning about new things. So this channel and this vehicle has really been something that I've enjoyed. If you like this video and you like this channel, do me a favor, go down and look at the subscribe button just below me. I really appreciate you helping me out, hitting that subscribe, helping to grow the channel, and passing on some of what I've learned in my gas power to electric vehicle conversion. A lot of people just automatically assume you need to put 32 or 34 pounds of air in your tire and call it a day. But that's not really the case. What you need to do is you have to actually look at the vehicle specifications. So on an EV, you're likely to find that the air pressure is going to be a fair bit higher than what you'd find in a regular vehicle. Keep in mind that what actually is holding up the car is the air in the tire. It's not really the tire itself. If you removed all the air, the tire would be flat. You just have, the rim scraping on the ground. So that tire pressure is really important. And you have to make sure you have enough air pressure to support the extra weight in the EV. Typically, you're going to be looking at something in the ballpark of more like 40, 42 pounds of pressure, as opposed to the 32 or 34 pounds of pressure that you're often going to find in a lot of smaller vehicles. If there's not enough air in the tire, you end up with a concave tread. What that means is the curve of the tire kind of sucks in the middle. It kind of goes up in the middle. And you get reduced contact, and it's not safe. I mean, you could have a blowout. The rim is probably more likely to be damaged if you have a situation where there's not enough air in the tire. And your mileage is going to suffer. You've got increased traction because you're going to have a bit of squat on that tire. And what's going to happen is with that extra contact patch, you're going to have more friction, and you're going to have reduced mileage. The opposite, if you overinflate a tire, you end up with a ballooned situation. So you end up with the middle of the tire patch actually pushes out a little more. And the problem with that again is that you've got reduced traction there because you've got actually less contact patch on the ground. And you've got less friction than what you need. You might get less rolling resistance because of that, but there is a safety limit, and paying attention to the manufacturer's recommended pressure is probably your best bet for maximum inflation in order to make sure that you've got tires safely inflated, as well as maximizing the rolling resistance and maximizing the mileage that you're going to get out of your wheels. So here we are, my Equinox, and I've traded over to winter tires a couple of months ago. I was able to pick a different rim size. I think the standard rim size on the Equinox that I bought is a 19-inch rim. And I bought a whole new set of rims and tires, these being 18-inch. The difference with these 18-inch rims is that you'll find that the height of the tire is a little bit higher. It's not uncommon to have maybe a bit of a thicker tire in wintertime in order to absorb some of the potholes and the irregularities on the road that are going to pop up over the winter, no pun intended. So I got a set of 18-inch tires as opposed to the original 19s, and I bought a set of winter rims for them, which is common where I live. It makes it easy to switch over the tire when the seasons change. I can just pull the lug nuts off and put the original summer tires back on and do the same sort of transition in the winter. So I end up with a set of summer tires and a set of winter tires, and that makes it easy to transition season to season. So you can see what I have here for my winter tire is a 245 60 R18 tire. The 245 refers to the width of the tread on the face of the tire. The 60 is actually a percentage, so that means it's 60% of 245. And of course the R18 means it's a radial tire that has an 18-inch diameter. It's often common for your summer and winter tires to change proportions a little bit. In the summer you might have a bit of a wider tire that gives you more traction and better handling. But in the winter, sometimes they'll go to a slightly thinner tire. The reason there is that wider tires, even wider winter tires, they tend to kind of push the snow in front of them. So it's often common to have a slightly narrower tire. So you don't necessarily expect that your summer and winter tires are going to be exactly the same. Again, you're going to want to consult the website for the manufacturer or the tire, and you're going to want to make sure that the tire is set so that inflated properly, it can carry the weight that you need for the vehicle. In my case here, my Equinox is about 5,000 or 5,500 pounds. And I think these tires, when I looked online, said that they were rated for 2,080 pounds each, I believe. So that would give me over 8,000 pounds of carriage. 5,000 for the car, plus you've got your passengers and if you're carrying anything. So the tires are rated well within the specifications for carrying this kind of weight, and will serve me pretty well over the winter. Now, speaking about winter again, we do have increased traction with these tires. It's a softer rubber. It's got more tread to it, and it's made to shed water and grip on snow and ice a lot better than the summer tires would. Summer tires, or even all-season tires, really aren't suitable for the kind of weather that we get here on Evie Island. We have lots of snow, as you can see in the background, and getting traction is a whole lot more important than saving money with a low rolling resistance tire that would increase the mileage. So these were a pretty good choice. Come spring, I'm going to switch back over to the original tires, which are going to give me, less rolling resistance, so a bit of better mileage and a bit better handling when the roads are dry and more easy to drive on. Your vehicle probably has an internal tire pressure monitor. So the tires themselves would have special stems, the little rubber stems that are inside the tire, and they have wireless sensors that feed back to the computer in the car. So the car can actually look at each tire and tell you what's in each tire, how much air. And that's a really good feature. It's something that is easy to access. In my case, I just go to my dash and I look for my settings and the tire pressure. It tells me exactly what's in each tire. So it's handy to do, it's easy to do, and something that you probably should kind of run right out now and have a look at in your vehicle. Now, if you find that it's low, you've got a couple options. You could go to a tire shop and you could have them put some air in the tire, and maybe some people could do that. I'm not sure if they charge you for that. If you're a regular customer and you've bought tires there before, they might just oblige you and throw some air in your tires. But you can do it yourself. It's pretty easy. So all you need to do is actually come up with a way of pumping air into the tire. In my case, I bought an air compressor 10 or 15 years ago. And that compressor, I've used it in multiple vehicles. I've used it to blow up stuff like, basketballs and things like that. So it's a pretty handy tool to have if you have any kind of garage setup, or if you're in any way mechanical. If you're not super mechanical, a little compressor that you can buy at, in my case, Canadian Tire or maybe Princess Auto, wherever you have an auto supply shop or a tool store somewhere around your hometown. They likely sell small compressors for in the range of $60 to $100 for a little compressor that's going to be more than suitable for blowing up the tires in your car. So how do I check the tire pressure on my car? Well, you could get an old timey kind of tire gauge, and that would work just fine. But most cars have tire pressure sensors in them now, and they'll give you the readout of your tire pressure inside of the vehicle. So I'm going to go in my Equinox, and I'm going to show you how to check that and also change the settings so it might make a little more sense to you. The vehicles often will switch between standard imperial units and metric. And in Canada anyway, it's common to have a metric speedometer. But that would also turn the tire pressure readings into kilopascals, which I have no idea what a kilopascal is. I'm more used to pounds per square inch. So we're going to look at that setting and see how you can change it. So in the Equinox, I'm going to go to my settings screen, and I'm going to go to System. Under System, I'm going to find Units, and currently my units are set to metric. So if I go to the readout where I can find the tire pressure information, I'll go to that screen, currently set to metric, and it's telling me I have 280 kilopascals in the front tires and 288 kilopascal and 276 in the rear tire. That looks like a wide variance, but kilopascals is a much greater scale. Basically, it's got more spread between the numbers, so it's not as bad as it looks at this point, and we're going to have a look at changing that over to metric, so maybe it makes a little more sense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my home screen and go to Settings. And from there I'm going to go to the system and choose units. So at this point I'm going to temporarily switch it over to US units. Now that's going to switch over my speedometer to miles an hour as well. I will switch it back when I'm done, but for now what I'm going to do is go back to my tire pressure, and you can see now I'm at 41, 41, 42, and 40 pounds per square inch. So what I have to do is actually put a couple more pounds in the front and 2 more pounds in one of the rear tires. It's normal to have some variance in your tire pressure through the seasons. I find often if I'm storing tires over the summer after I've changed over, they'll lose pressure over the summer just a little bit. And as we get that shock or that cold of winter, the tire pressure will change and will have to be adjusted again. So the thing to do with tire pressure is keep an eye on it. You've got a readout here. Maybe once a month, look at it and see how your tire pressure has changed. Maybe you've got a tiny bit of a leak, or temperature has caused a bit of a fluctuation. And you can adjust that fairly easily. So I know I got to put an extra pound in the front and 2 pounds in one of the rear tires. I'm going to grab my compressor, and I'm going to throw a little bit of air in the tires. So we only need a little bit of pressure in the front. I'm going to take off the cap, and we're going to add a little bit of air pressure. So you can see I've put the air in the tires, and I've got 3 of them inflated perfectly to 42 pounds. And I put a little bit too much in the front left tire. I'm just going to go now and bleed that off a little bit and get down to 42 pounds. I'm just using the actual cap to bleed off that air. I just kind of push the edge of it in on the valve, and it lets out the air. Let's go back and check it. Perfect, 42 pounds of air. Now I'm just going to set it back to the metric units so that my speedometer goes back to kilometers per hour. Wow, look at that sun. Well, that's it for this video. I've been able to increase the efficiency of my Equinox as well as increase the safety just by adjusting the tire pressure. It's free. All you got to do is pull up that readout on the dash, and it'll tell you exactly where your tire pressure is. If you have a compressor like I do, just pop a few more pounds of air in. It's pretty simple to do. If you don't have a compressor, it's actually a pretty useful tool to have around the house. Again, it's the kind of thing that you can have handy in order to make sure that you've got air pressure in your tires and make sure that you're safe and as economical as you can be. And the air pressure is good for other things too, blowing up basketballs and maybe like inner tubes and stuff for swimming. So if you like the channel, if you like the content, do me a favor, hit subscribe down below. It's going to encourage me to kind of keep this up and document my journey going from a gas-powered vehicle over to an Equinox, to an EV Equinox. Thanks. That's it. That's all I got. You probably should run out right now and check your tire pressure.